Hi guys, it's Militza, Yovanka, and welcome to today's video. So honestly, I'm super excited because today is going to be a review of Tati Beauty. And she's kind of the queen of reviews herself, so I have really high expectations today. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe and, well, wait a little while to see if the video is actually interesting before liking it. I'm not judging here, but I'm just saying. But yeah, I really hope you're going to enjoy this video. Lately, I have been doing a lot of reviews, so this one is going to be a tad different because I asked you guys on my Instagram what are the actual things that matter to you when it comes to a review, and I came up with 5 different categories that we're going to be giving kind of like grades today and reviews, and each category is going to have 5 hearts going from 1 to 5. And yeah, I hope this is going to be a little bit more structured and a little bit more helpful. And now let's get started. So the first category obviously has to be the packaging because that's the first impression we get. And here's the thing, so this is what the palette looks like. Here is what the inside looks like. Yes, we have all my fingerprints on the freaking mirror. I'm so ashamed right now, but it is what it is. More seriously, this is what the palette looks like. So it comes with a really big mirror, and the palette itself is pretty big. So for example, size-wise, we have this one from Kat Von D on this side, and here is the Tati one, and you can see that it's literally double the size. And if you take any other well-known palette, like anything from Anastasia or anything like that, this is a lot bigger. So on that side, I'm pretty excited. We have a lot to play with. Also, another thing that you will notice about the packaging is the way the colors and everything are disposed. We have different sections, so each line has a different texture. We go from matte to glitter, and I think it also gives some very important guidance to people when it comes to the textures and everything. So I would say on the way it was built inside, the packaging is really smart. I really like that. I like that the mirror is very big and very well made. Like, it's super heavy. Like, the whole palette is a lot heavier than it looks like. The only thing I do not personally like is the texture of this. I wish it was more like, you know, when they're like very shiny, so that way you can just wipe off whatever ends up on it. This one, I keep touching it and everything, and it already has a few marks, which is kind of annoying. And this is the type of texture that is going to get very dirty. So that's the only downside. So I would say that for me, this is 4 hearts out of 5. So this next section is going to be about quality, payoff, range, the whole thing. So if you have a name that you can help me come with for this section, I would gladly appreciate it. But I saw that the second thing you guys were saying the most in the thousands of DMs I went through was that how like the whole color scheme was, and if it was like something you can use on a daily basis or not, or if it's something that you're gonna buy and have on the side and never use. You also wanted to know how like the swatches were, how the quality was, all those things. So that's going to be right here. So when it comes to the color range, as I was saying previously about the packaging, I think that this is a really smart palette. This is called Volume 1, and I am pretty sure that this came out first because this is one of those palettes that everyone needs in their collection. So yes, you might have something similar, but also if you don't have any kind of palettes and you're just starting in makeup, this is your go-to. And also, I do believe that a lot of go-to palettes will be like more like this and without this many glitter. This one definitely has variety, and you can do a lot with it. Like, just from like this first look, there is definitely a lot that can be done. You can go from very daily and very basic simple looks to something very bold, full on smoky, full glitter, full everything. So I would say for that, this is one of those palettes when you're like, okay, I need one palette and I do like pretty easy makeups, but I also need something that's going to help me achieve more nighttime looks for going out or everything. This is it. Like, this is the type of palette I would recommend for anyone starting makeup or anyone that wants to have one of those staple palettes that's like a go-to. This is it. Also, don't forget one thing. A lot of people always say, oh my god, I have this palette from whoever since years and it's my go-to. All makeup products should be thrown away after a year or 2 at best. I think that, yeah, I'm being very generous saying 2 years because every single palette I have around me says 12 months. So even your favorite palettes and stuff like that, I have them, some of them, a lot of them. After a year, it's not supposed to be kept. We're supposed to switch it up. So yeah, I'm just saying. This palette looks bomb. I love the colors. I love the fact that we do have a lot of warm, we do have a lot of staple shades, but we also have a little bit of pink purple undertones going on this side. I think, like, honestly, I'm really impressed. Here, this part, very impressed. Now for the swatches. So for the swatches, I'm not the biggest fan of swatches, but I saw in my DMs when you guys responded that everyone wants to know more about swatches. So we're gonna do that on my husband. First, because it's easier, and second, because we have different skin tones, and even if it doesn't give you all the possibility, it still is a little bit more helpful to see it on both of us. So I'm gonna be doing the makeup on me, so you don't really need to see the swatches on me. So say hi to my husband. Isn't he the cutest? He is, right? So how we're gonna do this? Are you really like putting... He was like putting his hand literally on my boobs. Really? Does it make it easier?
Best place.
The shade. Anyway, so we're going to start with the mattes and go up. So let's do the matte shades first. Okay, this color right here called Aura crumbles a little. You will see that in the close-up of his hand. You know how, like, sometimes to get some shades to work the way you want them, you need to press them differently, so the swatch might not be the best. But yeah, here's the first shades, which are the matte ones. Close up. So this is what they look. I feel like the black one is just not as intense as I would like it to be on a swatch, but yeah, all the other ones look really, really pretty. Now we're going to be doing the sequins, and honestly, I don't know what to expect, but they look really beautiful in the pan. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Okay, these are like butter. Are you kidding me? You guys, I'm barely touching, and look at those swatches. What the hell? They're full of glitter, but you actually can feel it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little shook.
Damn!
He's insane. Okay, sorry, but like, these are incredibly beautiful, incredibly buttery. I barely did this on the pan and just swatched. Really, really beautiful. And this color is like more of a navy blue. It's gorgeous. Let's do a zoom.
The close up.
Close up. Let's do a close up. I'm sorry. Here. The shade. Thank you, my love. So I think that those shades look really, really, really stunning. Like, no joke. So far, this row. By the way, you might hear this little monster here. He's always here. He's never far. Hi, say hi, baby. Now we have the metallics. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay. The last section is price. The reason I'm discussing the price at the end is, for me, the only reason I am capable of putting the price on a product is if all the other ones are really, really good. Like if the product is applying flawlessly and the shade range is amazing and everything is really, really good and the experience of the product, the whole jazz. So that's why I kept it for the end. So far, so good. Pretty. The colors complement each other so well. This looks really beautiful, you guys. The quality so far looks stunning. No joke. I really like it. These feel really, really buttery. They feel like there's no effort in swatching them, and this first shade is absolutely crazy. Let's do a, how do you call it?
Close up.
A close up, please. And this is what they look like. The colors are really pretty and really, really, really work together. All you could put any of these two, I feel together, they will look really really beautiful. Anyway, let's do the glitters. Not sure how we're gonna swatch glitter, but let's do it. Okay, so for the glitter, I have no idea if they are supposed to really swap. Okay. These are gel, which I'm not mad about. This is the first time in my life I'm swatching glitter and it's making something cute. Okay, this is really pretty, you guys. They feel really, really, really good. Okay. I really like the next color. It's very, very different. It has different type of sparkles in it. And here's the pink one. Okay, I'm really impressed right now. Honestly. Let's do a close-up. Okay, so you can see they are really, really beautiful. I hope you can see the kind of gel texture they have. There is no glue, no primer on his arm, none of that. So I have high hopes this is gonna be like so pretty on the eyes. For this part, as I told you, this is gonna be about quality, payoff, range, and everything. Range, I already said, I think that the color range is really beautiful. It really is meant to be the volume 1 in your collection, like the staple one that you always need. The swatches were really gorgeous. The play of textures and everything, I really like it. So for me, this one is definitely 5 hearts. No hesitation, 5 hearts. The next section is going to be application, wear, long lasting or not, all those things. So let's dig into the palette. Finally, I'm sorry, this was a long wait for it, but yeah, let's dig into it. Okay, so I tried to come a little bit closer. I'm gonna be using the mirror, obviously. And again, as I told you, all of these have different names. So if you say in Ritual, we're going for the metallic one, in Ritual, we're going to the matte one or something, like they actually don't need each shade to have a name, you know what I mean? So it's pretty smart. So the first shade I'm going in is this one right here called Soothe, and it's a matte one. So we're obviously going to start by using this into the crease. I really like the fact that this color has a very neutral undertone. So that way it complements more people and can also be used for more looks. And if you want it to be warmer, all you need is kind of to pick like the orange one and add to that. Okay, this blends really beautifully. Super easy to blend, very smooth feeling on the eyes and with the brush. Like it's really beautiful as well, like the color and intensity. Next, I'm taking this brown shade right here, which is the matte from the Ritual line or whatever. And I'm just adding that. I'm going for something very simple, just so we can kind of try the whole thing. So I think it's going to make me look crazy like in the last Huda Beauty review, but I'm probably going to do one look on this eye and another look here. So that way, for example, we use the satin, is it satin? Sequin, sorry. And for example, metallic on one side and on the other we use glitter or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, so I keep adding a little bit more of the shade Ritual. Again, very beautiful neutral brown. Not too warm, not too grayish or whatever. I really like it. I like it so far. I'm going to add a little bit more. And then I'm going to try the black color. Because on the swatch, that's the only one I was like, okay, it's not really that intense. But at the same time, you don't want a black in a palette. And I'm not saying this like to convince you guys, but like, you don't want a black that's too much in a palette where it's supposed to be like helpful to like mix with other shades. So let me try it. I applied a little bit. Okay, see, actually, I barely touched it, and actually it's really dark. By the way, so far I feel like all the mattes are great quality when it comes to the blending and everything, but these colors complement each other really well as well because they are all a little bit more neutral in my opinion. So I really like that. How about we try one of the satin colors on this eye and then maybe apply some metallic on top or something? Or okay, let's do it this way. I'm going to use a satin color only on this side, and on this one I'll use a metallic one, and at the end we will pop some glitter on both, why not? To see how the glitter holds. So let me grab another brush. Okay, I think that the sequin one on the swatches were like the most beautiful ones because they were so different. So I think I'm going to go in, why not with, I'm hesitant. Okay, let's go with the brown so we keep it very brown on this side. Let me just blend the edges here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So now let me add some glitter on this side actually. So I'm going to grab this one right here, this one, and I'm just going to grab some on my finger and directly apply. There is no glue, there is none of that because I feel like the glitter seemed to be, yeah. Okay, the glitter applies really well. Okay, this was really easy and I didn't apply any glue and there is absolutely no fallouts whatsoever. This is cute. I like it. So now on the other side, I'm going to try to go with some other colors, for example, like more of the purple and pink. So I'm still going to grab the first shade right here from Soothe, just because I think it's like the perfect transition shade to apply first a little bit. By the way, I just want to say that I do not have any primer on my eyes. It's only my concealer that I applied all over. Okay, so I am going into the matte shade from Poet, and ooh, I like this type of shades. Like cranberry, a little bit of burgundy. Love it. I'm just taking a clean brush and kind of like smudging the whole thing because I want it very smoky. But I will say that the color is exactly like in the pan, which I really appreciate. Like it's just as intense as it was on a swatch. So now, how do we feel about using a metallic? Yeah, let's use a metallic. I should have used this purple too. Like, look how beautiful this one. This is a sequin one. So I'm taking just a flat brush and let's apply it. Oh, wow. This is a beautiful color. Okay, this one applies really, really beautifully. The color is pretty. It's very different than the rest of the colors. I really like this. I like it. So I'm still going to add some glitter on this too, just because I feel like there's glitter, I cannot not use it, you know. So I'm just going to press my finger on it once. I'm obviously using the pink one, and I'm going to go on top and just apply it. Listen, you just throw some glitter at me and I'm happy. That's all I'm gonna say. Now let's do some highlight. So let me grab a smaller brush. So the thing I really appreciate in this palette again and again is that I feel like this is one of those palettes where again I have everything. Like the other day I was using a palette and it was pissing me off that I didn't have anything to use as a highlighter. But here we have it, like we have different ones. I'm going for the metallic one on this side. Beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay, and I'm grabbing another brush and I'm going with the very matte one on this side. Exactly what I thought. So when I was swatching the shade Aura right here, which is like the lightest shade they have here, which is very like a bone type of color, I saw that it was like very, very softly pressed. But I think the reason is because, look, when you apply it, it gives you such a beautiful highlight and it's so soft to apply. And I really like it. So yeah, that's what I thought when I swatched it first. Now I'm grabbing again another little brush and I am going to use, let's do something even if it doesn't specifically complement everything. Okay, actually let's grab this shade right here for this eye, like this. I really like this color. I don't know what I have with pinks lately. And under this one, I'm going with a very warm shade right here because there is no way I'm finishing this video without using this shade. Oh wow, this one is really pigmented. Like the other ones are pigmented, but this one is crazy. Oh wow, I love it. Okay, so let me apply some lashes, mascara, and I'll be back. So we're ready. I have some mascara on. We still have two different looks going on, but that's okay. But when it comes to this part, which is application and wear, this is amazing. 5 hearts immediately, no hesitation at all. This looks really, really beautiful. I will update you how it ended up holding for the next few hours. I will have it on because I am not planning on removing it immediately, just because I want to see if it's going to hold well. But usually I don't really have an issue, so I might not be the best person for this. But yeah, I really love the way they were, like very buttery, very easy to use. Most of them are pretty softly pressed, which means that you get a lot of color out of it. There is no crazy fallouts though. The glitter applies like a dream. There is no reasons to buy those little glitters that gets very messy. Like I love glitter, but I get very annoyed by like actual glitters, because we don't need that struggle anymore. We can make them like this. So this is really good. And yeah, the next part is going to be availability, which I'm really having a hard time pronouncing, so I won't say it a second time. But so far, the brand is only available on tatibeauty.com. So this section is a little hard to give an actual notation. I will do it, but I think it's a little harder because this is a first launch. However, I will talk about the shipping experience and the shopping experience. So I didn't have any hard time ordering online. I was put on hold for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, which is not that dramatic. If it would have been like over 10 minutes, I wouldn't wait. Like that's too much drama for makeup. I get that technical issues can happen, especially when it's something so big and so new, but I will say that the whole process was really okay. My palette was 2 days late, but that's like I paid for like the fast shipping, and it was supposed to be delivered on Tuesday. Today we are Thursday, and it just got delivered this morning. So that's a little annoying, but that's definitely not something Tati Beauty is responsible of. It's USPS, and especially there is fires going on in LA. It's really bad, so that's not something I would want to complain about. I'm just like throwing the information, but that's it. So I would say that I really hope that the brand will be available in shops, no matter which one, no matter if it ends up being her own shop or whatever, just because I do think that for a lot of people it is still important for them to like touch the palette, see the palette and everything. I am someone who loves buying online. I don't care to see the stuff, but I do know because of those DMs you guys send me that you seem to still like the fact that it's available to places where it's like Sephora because you get points, or a store that's next to you or stuff like that. So that's something we will have to wait, I guess, a few months, maybe a year to see where the brand goes since it's so new, but I have no doubts that they will have something in the future. So for this part, because for now it's a new launch and it went really, really well, I would still give it 5 stars, even though I think that if in the next year they are not available in at least other stores or something, I wouldn't give 5 stars anymore. So okay, I'm backtracking on the 5 stars I just gave, and we're going back to 4 for one reason. I was on the website because I wanted to double check the price because I was about to say 50 something dollars, and actually it was, anyway, I just read that they do not allow refunds and returns. So I don't know how to feel about this because, again, if it was available at Sephora, if it was available at Ulta or in actual stores, you would be able to return 99% of the time if you're not satisfied with the product. So even though I personally am very satisfied, because, I don't know, I just feel like it's a complicated decision to make. But I will only backtrack 1 star and say 4 stars just because, I don't know. I think that people should be able to cancel or return their orders if they haven't even opened it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe like someone bought it for you. I don't know. Whatever the reason is, I think that people should be able to return something if they haven't even touched it or opened at all. On the other side, I don't know. Let me know what you feel about this. It's a section that's a little complicated as someone who, like, I don't know what it takes to have a store and like do that, so I don't know if it's something normal. I just know that usually whenever I buy something, if it's on Sephora.com or Ulta or anything, I can always return most of the things. So I never do, but I'm just saying you can. So yeah, I'm backtracking and we're going back to 4 stars here. Now the final one is going to be the price, and that was the one thing that was in every single DM when I asked what was the most important. So I get that this is something that's really having like a huge importance for you guys, and the reason why I kept it at the end is because for me, if we can see that this is an amazing product, that it works well and everything, it's a lot easier to understand the price point. So for the price, I'm gonna be very honest, this for me compares and is even better than an Anastasia palette. I love Anastasia Beverly Hills, I love their palettes, but I will say that the mattes were even softer. The glitter is absolutely amazing. We don't have actual pressed glitter like this in any of their palettes, so this is like a plus. So I would say this is like in my eyes a little bit even better than Anastasia. Anastasia has like one of those formulas that most people tend to really like. That's what I'm comparing, but I also wanted to compare the price. For example, this palette, like I'm also having only the newest one, so it's not like I didn't pick like something specific, it's only like the latest ones I reviewed. For example, this is the Jackie Aina Anastasia palette. This is the size of it. This one is $45. The Tati one is $48. So the size comparison is like really big. Another palette that in my opinion looks a lot like the Tati palette is this one from Kat Von D that I was talking about earlier. The color scheme, the color presentation, the fact that they have metallics and some glitter in the middle, they look similar. This one is $49, this one is $48. Another example too is in size wise, I would say a Norvina palette. So this one I think is around $65, and then you have this one again, $48. Size wise, I would say that these two seem to be the most comparable one. This one is a little bit bigger though, and has like different types of shades. Like it's not about colors, it's not about that, it's about like what are the price points usually for this type of palettes. For me, quality wise, this palette is absolutely beautiful, but for me the price $48 for this palette. Mirror, beautiful packaging. The only thing is that it will get dirty, but again, like most of the palettes from Anastasia, like the reason why I like this one from Jackie a lot is because it won't get dirty. But then the other palettes from Anastasia, a lot of them have that velvety finish that gets very, very dirty very fast, and they are still the same price point. So it's not about that. So I would say the price, 5 hearts for sure. I will spend $48 the next time she launches a palette, and I will buy it again for sure. I think that's it, you guys. General opinion, again, I just hope they will make it available to other places in the future, especially if they start making a lot more products. I think that the quality is beautiful. I really hope like next time maybe the same type of packaging, same thing, because I'm not bothered by that at all. Just maybe like the texture that's the same as this one from Kat Von D. For example, this one from Kat Von D has like this side that's more satin, and that, you know, I can like just take a makeup remover and like clean it and it will be clean again. So those are small things, but again, when you use a palette on a daily basis, you don't want it to get dirty. But beside that, the quality is freaking amazing. I love the looks recreated. I am very, very impressed by how they perform, how soft they are, how beautiful the payoff of the color is. So yeah, that's my review. I'm not making like so far a general notation because I want each category to be a notation by itself. But I really hope you like this. I hope it wasn't too much and too overwhelming and too much details. But at the end of the day, that's why I am hoping you guys watch reviews, is to get those details out there so you can make the best decision for what you're going to be doing with your own money. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I love you so much. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.